Hi everyone and welcome back to your favorite youth show called Generation C. My name is Marisol Stoffberg, the one and the only, and we are back again for another jam-packed, full-packed, exciting episode of your favorite show. The aim of this show is to share some youth news but also give you some insight into our The Zone publication, which is a weekly publication coming out every Tuesday in the Namibian Sun, Republikein and Algemene Zeitung newspapers. But before we head straight into the news and also share a very fun interview that we have with a new NMH bursary holder, we please wanted to remind you that today is Panic Day, but don't panic because you never have to panic with My Zone. So please watch the following video on Panic Day before we panic about all the good news we have. And this brings us straight back into the news we have for you for today. But first, as you can see on our screen, we have a picture taken by our colleague Elizabeth Joseph all the way from Keetmanshoop in the south. And this is also one of the pictures we have as picture of the week. So this is our youth, showing some youth playing at a playground in one of the informal settlements in Keetmanshoop. And there is another beautiful and stunning picture taken by Elizabeth. I think it's exciting to have journalists out in the field who share region-specific stories as well. But before I get carried away with all the wonderful youths we have doing the most, let's take a look at our front page for today's The Zone. So on our front page today, we have a truly beautiful and inspiring lady. Her name is Eunice, and Eunice is a 21-year-old who is originally from Okahau in the northern parts of the country. And she decided to start her very own cleaning business. And she started this business as a way of raising funds for her to complete her studies. So she has taken something that she is passionate about and that will drive her. And she decided, why not start her own business, which she started in 2020, late 2020. And now she is truly doing what needs to be done in order for her to further her studies. So I think she's an inspiration to all of us that if you want something and you work hard enough for it, anything is possible if you believe enough. But we head then straight over to our page, next pages within The Zone. So usually on our page 2, we have a very exciting news story, and this week it is no exception. The story that we have this week is about schoolboys advocating for free sanitary pads. And this was a drive that was created at one of the schools, Komastura High School in Windhoek, where they also started the We Care project, which aims to make sanitary pads available at schools, free for ladies to get them, especially girls. And also the We Care project aims to challenge the stigmas that people have regarding menstruation, but also advocate for the rights of Namibian girls. So I think it's truly inspiring for us to see how our youth are doing the most. And this is not the only of its sort. There's another boys care program that was started at Ala Du Plessis High School a while back, also under the banner of SODA, and they have this leadership development program where they invest in kids and especially take care to invest and instill values in our boys in the country, because as we all know, these issues pertaining to girls throughout our country is not just girls specific issues. These are issues that boys need to be educated on as well, so they can provide the proper support to the girls around them. We also have our school newspapers. This week we have a school newspaper all the way from Otjiwarongo Secondary School, the Otji Gazette, and then also we have KPS Observer, which is kind of a private school. But another exciting part of our zone for this week is our feature, and of course this week our feature is about the amended NCCAS admission requirements. So this was such an exciting feature to be able to work on because it gave us some insight into the new admission requirements that we have for AS levels, what subjects you have that go until AS levels, but also gives us an idea of the structure of the new AS levels. So please do grab yourself your copy of The Zone so you can read more on this subject and also give yourself a better idea of what to expect when pursuing AS levels. And now I'm also very excited because our page 6, which is usually our Afrikaans page, and our sport page, we have a story on the technology and how the Minister of Education, Arts and Culture and the ministry itself continues to invest with partners in technologically advancing at our schools. And this week it was, or last week it was done at People's Primary School, where they had a whole new computer center made possible by Escalate Investments. And they donated equipment, computers and headphones and laptops to truly make a difference in the lives of these learners. So please watch the following video as we capture some of the highlights of the day.
We have a computer teacher, Mr. Muteno. He is a fully qualified teacher, and he is currently busy with his master's degree in education technology. So that means that the person that will be teaching our learners is fully qualified and knows. So on that note, the laptops that you see are 40, the laptop locks are 40, the mouses are 40, and the company thought it wise to give computer keyboards. Rather than the learners working on the laptops, they will work on the computer keyboard. So if this one breaks, we can replace it. Yeah, but if this one is too sensitive, so the company is a major milestone of work.
I think you can immediately see the gratefulness that these learners have for the investment in their school, but also how excited they are to use the new equipment provided to them. But of course, this episode does not end here. We have more exciting things lined up. And on our page 7, as every week, we have our star teacher. And this is just, again, a shout out to all our teachers out there. You guys are doing the most, and we are truly grateful to be associated with all our teachers in our country. And this week, our star teachers all the way from Moses Garowe Primary School. She's also the principal and a teacher at the school, Miss Judy Sepiso. And I think it's amazing to see her story and also see the love that she has for her learners. So we also have a video of her, so she shares some insight into her life and why she decided to become a teacher. So please watch the following video as we look more at Miss Judy.
Okay. My name is Judith Sepiso, the principal of Moses Garowe Primary School. What I love about my work is to work with the learners so that they become successful and become productive citizens of the Republic of Namibia. As I sit here, the project manager who is working on this program is one of the products of Moses Garowe, Funwell. So the school is doing very excellent. The school itself is a school of excellence. Moses Garowe Primary School, School of Excellence. We love to work with our learners and equip them for the future, become future leaders of this country. I thank you.
We also aim to share news not just happening in our The Zone, but events that we attended. And last week we also attended the event at DHPS, the school here in Windhoek, and they hosted an expo, which was truly such a wonderful day, just celebrating children and celebrating opportunities that the school offers. So one of my colleagues, Rivaldo Kabanga, attended the event, and he captured some of the highlights of the day. So please watch the following video, and after that video we will be joined in studio by the beautiful and lovely Puku, who is the NMH bursary holder, who will be gracing us with her presence today. So I am very, very excited because with me in studio today is the beautiful Puku, and she is the new NMH bursary holder, or one of the bursary holders, and I'm very excited to have her. Thank you so much for taking time out to be here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm glad to be on this show.
So quickly give us a better idea of who you are. What makes you stand out? What are the things that you like? And also, what does this whole bursary opportunity mean to you as an individual?
Okay, so for everyone that doesn't know, my name is Puku Riatva, or Hinaore Riatva. My nickname is Puku. And I am studying a bachelor's degree in media studies.
Yay!
With the help of NMH that gave me a bursary for my studies. Basically, I'm just overall generally a creative person. I love the creative space. Writing, presenting, public speaking, all of that is in the line that I like, and those were always my hobbies growing up. That's how I got into TV presenting. That's how I got into doing motivational talks, you know, panel discussions, stuff like that. And I've just always been a person interested in media. So I was like, why not media? Then I came across NMH. They had bursary applications, and I was like, you know what? What's the worst that could happen if I apply to the biggest media entity in the country? Fast forward a couple, 2 years later, 1 year later, I am here.
We are so excited to have you here because as part of her studies, since things are a bit difficult in terms of long distance and COVID and everything, we are very grateful because we will be seeing more of her as part of our team. So that makes me excited because it's cool to have someone new and young and fresh. So quickly tell me, what do you think this opportunity will offer you as not only a student but also as someone that hopes to venture into the media field, especially taking into account now it's your practicals that you can do alongside the theory that you're learning while you're studying?
Honestly, I feel like this is like the foundation that you need. We are studying so many things. It's always practical, like especially in university, you're always doing assignments, going to class, this and that, but you never actually get to grasp what the field actually offers and what you physically do and what it entails, you know, the interviews, the writing, for everything. It's like very practical, and it gets you out there. It gives you like an outline of what you're gonna do, you know. It gives you a perspective of, okay, this and this and this is what usually happens here. What do I want to make my brand about from this, you know? What do I want to go further into the future? So you basically get like a shortcut into seeing what you're interested in doing and what you're not while you're practically doing it.
Give me an idea of what it's like being a student studying in COVID. I know the word COVID makes us all a bit cringing because why? But what is it like? So especially for grade 11s and 12s watching now who might want to study next year and taking into account that this might become our new reality.
Yeah, so I honestly think COVID has shaken up things a lot. I personally was on campus physically at UNAM for 3 months, so I barely got my first year experience until everything moved online. But I feel like the institutions are making an effort to, you know, have the videos where they teach that you can go back and play over if you get confused or stuck in some places. And so it's all just about adjusting, I guess. It hasn't been all that bad because at the end of the day, you go to school to go to school. So it's just basically going to school but at home.
I think what's also cool is COVID has taught us a lot in terms of technology and how we can use technology, and I think it also changed the game for media. So what's your take on technology and media and how we can use both traditional print and online to complement each other?
Yes, I feel like like she said, we definitely needed COVID for a lot of people to realize how important media actually is. Like many a times at university, we learn about the old school, you know, the radio, the newspapers, and that's mostly what the older generation uses and sees as important. So when we say media studies, it's always like a little bit of controversy, like, what are you even doing? Why are you always on your phone? Social media, this and that and that. But now we're starting to see what big of a role it actually plays in terms of information dispersion, in terms of just basically equipping yourself with everything that you need to stay informed and stay aware about so many things. And it's also a great learning tool, like, for education.
Definitely.
So COVID has definitely brought awareness as to how we can use technology beneficially to all of us.
Yeah. And then quickly tell me, you are, well, once you're done with your studies, but you're also going to be partly involved with My Zone, which is the youth brand of NMH, but you have been introduced to us, and we are quite an interesting bunch of people. What's your take on the group, but also the importance that you think a youth brand plays, given the society that we are in today, to give the youth a voice?
Yes. Honestly, when I first came into NMH and when I was introduced to My Zone, which she's a part of right now, I just got introduced to so many creative minds, so many young people that are so capable of doing so many things. Because when we think of newspapers and the news, it's always news that will interest the older generation, the working class, things that are important to majority of the people. But then we never really thought about the youth. What are we interested in? What do we want to see? What do we want to hear? What are we supposed to be educated on? So I feel like it's such a great initiative. It's literally a whole, like, the floodgates have opened for the youth, basically. Like, everything you can possibly think of, the shows, the print, the newspapers, interviews, panel discussions, debates, everything is here. This is the hot space. So I'm so glad to be part of this team.
And Buko, your energy is, what's the word? It's contagious, and I'm so excited to be able to work with you. But that's unfortunately all the time we have for today, but this will not be the last time you will see her. She has now been, usually with classrooms we say things are inaugurated. I don't know what, you've been inaugurated into Generation C and My Zone. So we are excited for your journey ahead, and all the best with your studies.
Thank you so much.
And that unfortunately brings us to the end of Generation C for today. But don't panic on Panic Day, because we will be back again next week with the same time, the same place, but definitely new outfits. So until we see each other again next week. Bye.
Bye.